From a grumpy cat to a dog who found himself in quite a pickle, we have some absolutely amazing stories of lives saved thanks to your support. That and so much more right here on Pets on Parade. Good morning and welcome to Pets on Parade, brought to you by 3TV. I'm Kelsey Dickerson with the Arizona Humane Society. Thank you so much for tuning in with us this Saturday morning. We have some absolutely amazing babies who are looking for their forever homes, and with Valley Shelters, including the Arizona Humane Society, stockpiled with a lot of absolutely amazing pets, now is a great time to consider adopting. And before I introduce you to my little co-host here, we're going to introduce you to Twinkie later on in the show. For anyone who has a bit of a sweet tooth, this is definitely going to be the girl for you. And like I mentioned, for those of you who are Lord of the Rings fans, like myself, and have found yourself watching the newest show, Rings of Power, you'll be happy to meet this sweet baby who is a little scared of the camera. Named after Elrond, the elf, this cute boy also has mastered the art of persuasion and friendship. Who wouldn't be besties with this 8-week-old guy? Elrond was found as a stray and brought to the Arizona Humane Society by a Good Samaritan, but we'll learn more about how he and his siblings were saved later on the show when we meet the rest of his litter mates. And earlier I mentioned if you like sweets, then you'll love this pup. But Perry, it looks like this cutie might have put on a little COVID weight, or I'm not sure. What do you think?
You said Twinkie, right? Hey, that's a major food group as far as I'm concerned. Goes back to my childhood, and unfortunately, it's kind of followed me into adulthood also. This little gal right here, unfortunately, her owner passed away, and actually, that's a situation we see quite a bit of at the Arizona Humane Society. We are caretakers for animals in these situations. She is 6 years young. She is in great shape, though, other than this little tummy, like you mentioned. And, you know, I think a lot of people think that a dog that has a little bit of a tummy is endearing, like it's a sign that they're well-fed or something. Well, maybe so, but you know, weight on a dog is not a good thing like it is on a human. It's tough on every part of their body. It's tough on their heart, their lungs, every major organ, and of course their joints, legs, back, hips. So you need to keep that doggy at good weight. She's just a sweet, sweet thing. She walks well on a leash. She likes the booty scratches, and she's just a very loving dog right now. If you're like a Labrador Retriever, come on and get this little sweet little Twinkie right here.
Oh my goodness, and she's almost like a Twinkie-sized lab, almost like a pocket lab. Thank you so much, Perry, and thank you, Twinkie. Now, if you're a fan of the show, you know how excited I get when our guinea pig friends join us. I just love their little squeaks, Linda.
Oh gosh, this is the premiere of the first season of coming back after COVID, and this is the first guinea pig that we're featuring, and her name is Felipe. She was one of 4 that were found in a box in an alley. So Felipe has kind of a bit of a story. She's only 1 year old, but I'll tell you, she's so sweet. Right now, she's giving me little love bites. And actually, guinea pigs are incredibly social. They love to be with each other. And we always recommend maybe 2 males or 2 females instead of mixed couples, because of extra litters. But she has a vocabulary of all her own. Guinea pigs actually speak to each other in a different sounds. There's like 10 different noises that they make. They purr, they rumble, they teeth chatter. Right now she's purring and giving me those little love bites. They're also very familiar with like rabbits' diets, where you have Timothy hay, fresh vegetables, carrots, cool water, and little bits of treats here and there. So if you're interested in a guinea pig, this is our 1-year-old Felipe.
Oh, so cute. Oh, thank you so much. Love those little love bites. And now last week, Perry mentioned October being Pitbull Awareness Month, and we definitely honored our pitties in the last episode, but we honor our pitties each and every episode. So we want to share an absolutely amazing story of an AHS alumni to highlight one of the most overlooked breeds. This is Luna. She came to the Arizona Humane Society after she sadly had been attacked. After receiving important medical care and a leg amputation in our trauma hospital, Luna was adopted into the most loving home. And having a loving home was new to Luna, but with a bunch of love, toys, and treats, she quickly adjusted and has been the greatest addition to her new family. On top of being the world's cutest couch potato, Luna is an absolute goofball who occasionally is a drama queen, and she even has a new 3D printed prosthetic limb, which means more playtime, walks, and doggy adventures. We're so happy to see Luna living out her best life with her amazing new family. And speaking of living their best lives, Carrie, I'm sure this mama is a bit happy to be puppy free after she did her due diligence as such a sweet mama dog.
And that she did, Kelsey. This is Sierra. And Sierra is one of our latest guests in our maternity suites, which is a special ward at AHS that houses pregnant mothers and mothers with litters. And so Sierra's puppies have just graduated. They're 8 weeks old now and are on their own. And so Sierra actually needs a foster home for about 14 to 21 days to dry up. She's still lactating, and so we need to make sure that her mammaries are a bit more dry before she gets altered. She is a staff favorite, super sweet, walks well on a leash. As you can see, she just kind of wants to lay down and get some treats. So she's going to be a wonderful addition to any family. And when you foster with the Arizona Humane Society, we do provide all the supplies and medical care that you would need while the pet is in your home. So we encourage you to apply to foster at azhumane.org/foster.
Yes, absolutely. What a sweet baby. And I'm sure all of her babies are happy to have your guys' support. Thank you, Carrie. And now we introduced you to a Lord of the Rings kitty earlier. And of course, we're going to have a whole lot more throughout the show. And Stacy, you have one of the coolest characters from that universe, in my opinion, Galadriel.
Oh, this little sweetie, she was brought in with her litter mates and found as a stray. She was treated in our trauma hospital for some slight eye issues, but as you can see, her beautiful eyes are all healed up. As adorable and sweet as she really is an example of why it's important to spay and neuter your pets. It really cuts down on our homeless pet population and just makes room in our shelters for other animals that also need help. So just always, as adorable as these kittens are, just make sure you're not contributing to the overpopulation problem and spay and neutering to keep the homelessness of our pets down.
Yes, that's right. Spaying and neutering is definitely the #1 way to help prevent pet overpopulation. So thank you so much for that important tip, Stacy. And before we head to the break, we want to say thank you to everyone who sent photos of their pets watching Pets on Parade last week, including Jackson here, who is clearly happy his favorite show is back. And speaking of favorite shows, make sure to keep your TVs locked in right here. We're going to have the Smarty Lisa introduce you to the Smarty Pants right after the break. See you then. And welcome back to Pets on Parade. Now, you saw this adorable pup before the break, and before Lisa tells you more about him, I'd like to show you his adoption picture because it is just so funny to me. Like, he cannot be bothered to get his picture taken. I think he also cannot be bothered to, be on camera, but he is so cute. Lisa, can you please tell us about this smart boy?
Yes, this is the Brain, and I don't know if you've heard of the cartoon Pinky and the Brain. The Brain here came to us as part of our project Reach Out, which we get animals from other shelters when they're full and we have capacity, and that is where the Brain and his little friend Pinky came from. Pinky is still receiving treatment, but the Brain does not need to be with Pinky, even though they do make a cute pair. He is, as you can see, a little bit afraid. He's a little frozen. And Chihuahuas sometimes can be that way. He's been through a lot. He's moved from another shelter. He's come to our shelter, seen all the various technicians and volunteers, and then the veterinarian to get the little snip surgery. But what we recommend now that he's all vaccinated, neutered, and ready to go to a new home is new dogs like this tend to hide. This is what we call a drag line. It's just a nice light leash. You can leave it just hanging from their collar, And then that way, when you do need him in a hurry, say somebody you're opening the front door or the garage door opens, you have something to grab them by without grabbing them around their face or their head and maybe having him get startled. So until he gets to know your family, a drag line is a great idea. He's super cuddly. He loves to just sit in your lap. If you pet him behind his ears, he'll just sit here all day.
Oh my goodness, he is absolutely melting into your lap, and that is a great tip. Thank you for that, Lisa. And now we want your dog to get a sniff of that new car smell with our ultimate car raffle. The Arizona Humane Society and Valley Toyota dealers have teamed up once again to bring you the chance to win a 2023 RAV4. Tickets are only $20 each or 3 for $50. And do you know what the best part is? All proceeds from ticket purchases will be going to AHS to help support our life-saving programs and services so you can continue to save the lives of homeless pets in our community. Make sure to visit azhumane.org/Toyota. Only 10,000 tickets will be sold, so make sure to get yours today before they're gone. And keep an eye out on November 4th at noon on AHS's Facebook Live to see who the big winner is. Now, before you talk about her, we just have to show you this kitty's intake and adoption photos. I absolutely love her little face. Let's see where Ron Swanson gets her signature look. There it is.
There it is. She's ready for her close-up.
Please tell us about this kitty.
Oh my God. She's like, what? What do you... I think it's a boy, Ron. So this one came in to the Humane Society as an owner surrender because they had too many pets in their home. So just to that fact, a cat can actually produce 100 cats in its lifetime if it does not get altered. And they can have 2 to 3 litters a year, which is a lot of kitties, and that's why if you think 6 times 6 times 6, that's just a crazy amount of homeless pets that we all have to try to find homes for. So this one, I tell you, he's a little on the scared side. He's up here a little bit shivery, but he's a tabby, and if you saw the little one earlier, the tabbies can come in so many different coat patterns. There's 5 different patterns. It's actually not a cat breed, but it is a coat, the way their coloring is, and they can be long hair, short hair. It's so interesting, but they're usually super sweet, very family-friendly kitties. They're intelligent. You could teach them to play fetch. I mean, they're just awesome. So he's a little gray and white tabby. He's beautiful. He's soft as silk. And if you need to check out our website, azhumane.org/vet, you can actually get discounted rates on spay and neuter because it's all of us up together. You know, we have to do this as a community to help with our cat overpopulation. But who doesn't love kitties?
That's right. We absolutely do love our kitties, and thank you for that tip, Janine, because like we mentioned earlier, spaying and neutering is the way to go. And as we all know, the old adage goes, find a penny, pick it up, and all day long, you'll have good luck. I'm sure this penny can't wait for someone to pick her up, Perry.
And she is a sweet penny at that. You know, another really common scenario, people find injured pets off hours and they take them to emergency animal clinics. And then what happens is those animals get turned over to us because that's what we do. We take care of sick and injured animals. This is what happened with her. She was an injured stray brought in. She's got the typical little injured things going on. She's got some little nicks here and there, some little wounds that are healing quite well, and she has an ear infection also. But she's a super sweet doggie. The people at the emergency animal clinic said that she was a aggressive dog. And you know, we're not seeing that at our shelter, but I will tell you that I know that aggressiveness in a dog, other than neurological, is almost always stress-induced. When these dogs are picked up like that and they are poked and prodded, thrown into trucks, treated as strays that are injured, they are stressed. So aggressiveness can definitely happen. And it goes away. When you get this little doggy home, though, if you decide to adopt her, just do a very, very slow intro and have a situation where it's neutral territory and a much, much more relaxed environment than what she's been through. But this is the beautiful little shining penny.
Oh, such a shiny little girl. Love that. Thank you, Perry. And because we can't get enough of the cuteness, we want to send a special thank you to Jolene for tuning in last week. And a special thank you for tuning in today as well. Now, we just met Ron Swanson earlier. Any guesses on this kitty's name? We'll let you know if you're right after the break. Thanks for tuning back into Pets on Parade. Now, if there are any Parks and Rec fans out there, you might have guessed the name of our next kitty. Of course, we can't have Ron Swanson on the show without a Leslie Nope. Linda, please introduce us to Leslie.
Oh, okay, this is Leslie Nope. I don't see the resemblance, but we'll just give her that name. I think she was with Ron Swanson in the litter that was owner surrendered. The same family had to give them up. And something about that, it's so difficult to give up a pet that you've had before, but this house had too many pets and couldn't handle all of them. But we have some programs. If you go online, we have foster programs that Carrie is an advocate for. You can always find out information about foster homing, taking in fosters, I should say. And we also have a wonderful program called Home Away from Home. Now, this program helps people that may have lost their home. Maybe they're going someplace overseas temporarily, military, any kind of circumstances you may have to just maybe rehome your pet just temporarily. So check out our website. There's wonderful information, resources. You don't always have to abandon or surrender your pet. We will help you find a home for your what am I saying? Too many pets in the home, excuse me. Yes. This is Leslie.
Yes, that's right. Thank you so much for that. And for our Home Away from Home foster program, you can sign up to be a foster for that at azhumane.org/foster. And of course, you need to apply and get approved for it as well. So thank you for that, Linda. And we apologize in advance for most likely getting that song stuck in your head for the rest of the day. Lisa, please introduce us to Sweet Caroline.
Right. We will spare you our Neil Diamond lyrics, but that is how she got her name. She is the sweetest little one-year-old terrier. She's scruffy and she's a little bit just nervous of everything. She wags her tail nervously. Caroline was found running as a stray out in the mean streets of Phoenix, and she actually had a broken leg. Somebody found her and took her into an emergency animal clinic, which is a good note for anybody out there. I know you all are animal lovers, and I'm sure that you find dogs, various strays. Emergency animal clinics throughout the valley will take in dogs, cats, critters, anybody that you can find that is injured, and give them immediate treatment if you can't find the owner. Now, that only works for injured pets. Like Caroline here, she's got her bandana hiding. I didn't want to do it on the close-up, but as you can see, her front leg was amputated. She's got some staples in there, and those will be removed either at your first visit after you adopt, or we will do it before she leaves the shelter. But emergency animal clinics are our friends. They will take the animals in when we're closed, weekends, after hours, and then they contact our emergency animal medical technicians, and they drive the ambulance over and pick up the sick and injured strays that didn't have anyone claim them, and they get brought back to the AHS Second Chance Animal Trauma Hospital, where they receive treatment. We usually do everything we can to save limbs, but as you can see, Sweet Caroline here had really twiggy little legs, and that leg just couldn't be saved, so they did an amputation to save her life. She's young, she's 1 year old, and she will learn to adjust for that leg. She already uses her head. She'll put her head on your knee and then she'll adjust. So she is really sweet, and special needs dogs like this, they just don't notice it's an issue. Once she gets used to your home, she'll have no problem adjusting on those 3 legs. So Sweet Caroline, we won't sing you out of this one.
I don't even know if we have the song rights to it, so thank you for that, Lisa. You probably saved me. And thank you so much for those great tips, too. We do love our emergency animal clinics. And as you guys know, the Arizona Humane Society is no stranger to animals being in pretty precarious situations. And while this rescue happened a little bit ago, we want to introduce you to a block-headed pup who found himself in a pretty blocky situation. Let's see Buddy.
Happy to be safe and sound in an Arizona Humane Society pet ambulance. Buddy, a 2-year-old American Pit Bull Terrier mix, wasn't always all smiles.
Good boy.
Like more than 5,800 pets saved by AHS emergency animal medical technicians last year alone, this sweet pup found himself in a potentially life-threatening situation and desperately needed help after getting his head stuck in a cinder block wall. Luckily for him, this is exactly what AHS EAMTs are trained for, and they immediately got to work. Slowly And carefully, EAMTs Gracie and Rob started chipping away at the wall. And little by little, this patient boy could feel the pressure on his neck starting to ease up.
All right, look at that, bud.
Working away at the wall until the opening was big enough, Buddy was all tail wags once he was finally free.
Good boy!
After receiving treatment in our animal trauma hospital for some minor wounds, AHS's Animal Assistance Department was able to reunite Buddy with his loving family, who is desperately missing their fur baby. And with that amount of booty wiggles, it's not hard to see how much Buddy was missing them too. Visit azhumane.org to see how you can help the Arizona Humane Society save the lives of thousands of sick, injured, and abused pets just like Buddy each year.
So cute. I love that. And named after an awesome wood elf. I'm sure this little cutie is sure to make girls swoon, just like the character that he's named after. Can you please introduce us to Aaron Deere, Stacy?
This is Aaron Deere. He's so sweet. The one thing to remember about kittens, though, is that they do have special needs. They do need kitten-appropriate food to help them grow and get the nutrients they need. Make sure your home is kitten safe and you have plenty of toys of engagement. And then also, very importantly, a lot of patience and forgiveness, because they will make mistakes. They're like baby children. So they will make some mistakes until they learn the rules in your home, but just make sure that you have the patience to work with them. And once they learn the rules, this one's a little cuddle bug and came in with eye issues, but as you can see now, the eyes are beautiful and they're all healed up. And so this one's ready to go home today with you.
Clear eyes, full heart. Thank you for that, Stacy. And quick, which one of these pups do you think is named Steve? We'll introduce you to him after the break and see if you were right. Welcome back to Pets on Parade. Now, we've been sharing a whole lot of cuteness, and we showed this litter before the break, and I don't know if I can even tell which one is Steve, even with the side-by-side, but regardless, they are all cute. Please tell us his story.
We'll take any one of them. They're all super adorable. We're calling him a cattle dog mix. He's got the little polka dotted feet. Oh my gosh, look at these feet. He's like, look at me. He's 4 months old. He will definitely benefit from our puppy classes that we have at the shelter. Those are awesome. And he is definitely full of energy, so make sure you have a nice family and yard and something just to, you know, get his energy out, because he definitely likes to be a puppy. Look at him. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. His ears look like little bats. He came in with 3 other, well, as you saw in the picture earlier, and we suspected they had parvo because of their tummy issues. They were all bloated and they were dirty and limping, and they were brought in as a triple stray. And so make sure you definitely get your vaccines done. We have great offers for vaccines, and it can, well, I'm trying to move him around, and he will definitely be a perfect family fit.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Janine. And we've been sharing so many sentiments from all of our viewers who tuned in last week, and we want to share a couple this week as well. So Jackie says that she grew up in Phoenix and she watched the show every Saturday, and she doesn't know why more states don't have more programs like this. We agree. We're going to take Pets on Parade national. And last, on Twitter, LG in Nowhere, Arizona says, thank you so much to 3TV and Arizona Humane Society. Pets on Parade is back to TV. Yes, tell all of your friends. And Perry, please tell everyone watching out there about this adorable duo.
Well, I think you already met a couple of the litter mates, the Power of Rings characters here. These guys are the strays. They came in together along with that other litter. Typical little kitten issues that are strays, you know, gunky eyes, some upper respiratory problems. They're all good right now. You know, sometimes we don't advise adopting puppies out, siblings together, but with cats it has some great advantages sometimes. They feed off of one another. They teach each other boundaries. Now, if you have an older cat at home, you want to bring in 1 kitten, maybe 2 kittens, that's easy. They play with one another. They'll take some pressure off that older kitten. Go to azhumane.org/adopt to bring home these little guys.
Yes, that's right. And thank you so much for tuning in with us today. We'll see you right here next week at 11:30 on 3TV.